Okay guys, back again with another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be guiding you how to fix. Unfortunately, application has stopped. One of the issues that you'll be getting with almost several Android applications. Whenever you try to install any application in your Android devices, for most of the application you will get the error message sometime like unfortunately the particular app has stopped. So you can follow the steps for almost all the Android devices and for almost all the application for whichever you are getting this error. So if the problem is from your side, your Android device, you can follow these steps and fix the problem. If the problem is from the developer side, if the problem is from the application itself, there is an issue with the application itself, you cannot do guys anything. Developer gonna fix that problem. So guys, if you are a Android device user, let me show what are the several steps that you can follow, and then I'll be guiding you few steps if you are a developer, what to do, what to make a changes in your app so that it's gonna work. So let's begin from your side first. If you guys are getting this error message, what you're gonna do, at first you're gonna go to settings in your device. In settings you'll see application. So depending upon the different types of Android devices, you have a different ways and method to access the list of application. Here's the application. You can access the list of application. On the top you can see here I have a application manager. So in one the either way you're gonna access the list of application from the setting. Now here you have cmd command prompts 100 plus paste commands. So this is one of the old APK that I have created it, and I was getting an error message for this. Already the problem is fixed. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix from your side, and if any developer has developed the app, some of the steps that he can follow to fix the app. So guys, what you're going to do very first, here you can see this particular app was getting an error. In the very beginning you can see the storage. Clear the cache and clear the data. And second thing is you need to force stop your application. You have done these two things. Now just go back and check if your application is working fine now. If your application is still not working fine, just come back to your list of application, and then on the top you're gonna see more, and here is the reset preferences. Click on reset preferences. You can just give one reading because it's gonna reset everything, your app preferences. If you don't like, you just don't do it. Click on reset preferences. So this is the second thing that you can do if your problem is not solved. You can reset the preferences. Sometimes you'll see at the bottom there will be option to reset the preferences. There are different types of Android device with the different types of setting. So anywhere you'll find the reset preferences, you're gonna reset the preferences. Now once you're done with this is the second thing that you can do. The third thing is your RAM and storage. At first let's go to the storage. Let me go back to the settings, and then this time storage. Here I have a storage. You can give a look guys, what is the available space. Sometimes there will be the less available space and your app require more space in order to run that. So sometimes it get crash and you'll get the error message like this. So this is the internal storage. You're gonna check how much is the free space, and the important thing is RAM. So there are the different ways you can access the RAM in your device. So here is the RAM. You can just see the usage. Currently you say 412 MB free. This is enough RAM. So even you can install some of the third-party application in your device from the Play Store. If you do not know where is the RAM and where to see, how much space is available, Now you can see, I'm just going to click over here. You can see all these other several applications using the RAM. Some of the application is really using more RAM, some of the application is using less RAM. You can end it all. If you have a problem, if you want to free up your RAM space, just to check it out if your application is working fine. So the third thing is, you're going to check your RAM. If it is necessary, you're going to give a one cleanup. So this is a pre-installed application. You can clean up. You can see now it's 548 MB RAM free. So if you don't have enough RAM in your device, you'll get this error message. So check out your RAM. So this is the another things that you can do. This is the third thing you can do is the storage. And the fourth thing, sometime there is a problem with the version of APK. You might be using the latest version of APK and your device might not be supporting, your device hardware might not be supporting the latest version of APK, and you get this error. So what you can do, you can just go open the browser, go to the search, and you can search for the same APK, download the lower version of APK from any web, and you can just install it into your device. So the lower version of APK might work if you're using the older version of device and older version of Android like 5 or 4.0. So guys, this is the next thing that you can try. So the next thing that you can do is to update your APK. So go to the Play Store or from the place wherever you have installed your APK. You can just, right now I was getting the error for the CMD. So for whichever application you are getting an error, you can just search for the same application by the name, and you can just update your APK, guys. You might be using the older version of APK, and in the newest version of APK, the problem has been fixed by the developer. So when you update your APK to the newest version, it might work. So there are several reasons why you will be getting such kinds of error. So it's better you update it. So update might fix the issue. This is the next step that you can follow. And if so, this is all these are the several steps that you can follow from your side, guys. If the problem is with your device, if the problem is with the developer application itself. So what developer gonna do? Sometimes you get the error, out of memory error, bitmap error, some kinds of error like this in your application. So if you guys are the developer, what you can do? I was getting an error for one of my application. So what you can do? You can just try to decrease the DPI of your image. You might be using a lots of images in your application, large size images. So you can see the Android devices, there's a screen size very less, and there are different types of Android devices. It might work perfectly in some of the large devices, latest version of Android hardwares and all. So if you want your application to work in all the devices, try to decrease the DPI of your image. If you're using a lots of images in your device, try to decrease the DPI of your images and try to use the small size images, exactly the size of the screen. If the image one that you are using in your application do not fix the size of the screen, please do not use that images in your application. So if you are getting the out of memory bitmap error, because of which suddenly the application is stopping in some of the devices and it's not working, you can follow these steps. So definitely there are lots of reasons behind the several issue. So this is one of the things that you can do in order to fix this issue. If you are a developer, I can help you at everything, but guys, this is several steps that you can follow. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good day.